What's up? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reacting to the fake homeless people caught on camera and exposed. So, sorry about my hair, I look really bad, because I just got up, I'm still in my nightgown, and I still have yet to do my workout today. So, yeah, let's go. Hold on. Wait.
Treachery! Thy name is fake homeless people! And that's how the saying goes, right? Anyway, there is a special pit in the depths of the internet's long memory that belongs especially to fake homeless people. It's right there along with YouTubers who fake their abduction. Oops, I'm not supposed to talk about that. Today, we're going on a little journey down one of the shadiest parts of humankind. We're talking about 10 of the fakest homeless people who got exposed. Want more of the best action on the internet? Be sure to subscribe and get more exciting content just like this. Steven Crozier. Fun fact, if you lived in a nice house and pocket more than 2,000 euros a month in benefits, you shouldn't be begging on the streets. Well, just because it is morally wrong to beg for money, even though you make a fair amount per month, doesn't stop too many people. Just ask my bank. Take Steven Crozier, for example. A recent report in Middleborough, UK, proved that most beggars actually have homes. They are also entitled to state benefits. This means that most of the beggars in the city don't specifically need to be out there begging. They just do it to generate an additional income to spend on heroin. Charming. From now on, I'll be referring to them as phobos, just to spice things up. The UK then cracked down on begging, slapping unnecessary beggars with ASBOs, which is basically what happens when the British government decides that you're a pest and limits your activity with the general public. Anyway, one of these phobos, Steven Crozier, has reportedly flouted these anti-phobo laws more than 30 times, allegedly because his benefits paid out too early and he ran out of money. Okay, because that's how life works. It is such a sad situation because there are actual homeless people who are suffering from untreated mental illnesses and a variety of problems, but will now be regarded with undeserved suspicions thanks to leeches like Crozier. Kentucky homeless. So what do you use your degree for? I use mine as a coaster. You know, the actual diploma they send you after you've graduated. Interesting nugget of knowledge about me. You probably have yours framed somewhere. Guess what Gary Thompson does with this? He uses his degree in speech pathology to trick sympathetic people into thinking he has a mental illness while chilling in a wheelchair. Not cool, Gary. Not cool. So these poor people are suckered into thinking they're helping out when actually they're funding a professional panhandler. The saddest part is that he actually has a bit of disability. He lost some of his mobility in a car crash, won a settlement from Honda to the tune of about $2.5 million, but ended up blowing it all. I feel bad for him and all, but he has a degree in speech pathology. If he wanted to, he could become a motivational speaker or help others who also went through trauma. But no, he decided he wants to rip people off for a living. He's been arrested multiple times for his con, but has yet to show any signs of remorse. His usual haunts are now familiar with him, and he had even been on the news a few times. I suppose it is only a matter of time before he gets his own reality show. The Real Phobos of Texas. It's actually quite depressing that I'd probably watch that show.
I would like to see that show. I'd really like to see that show. Real Photos of Texas. That would be, a really good show. That'd be really hilarious. I would literally love to see that show. One second, that's something off the camera. There was, hair or something. But I'd really like to see that. That'd be a really funny show. The Real Photos of Texas.
Don't lie, you would too. False veteran. You know who are real-life heroes? War veterans. They risk their lives for a nobler purpose, and they fight for what they believe in. They have sacrificed a lot in life, and they deserve recognition. You know who aren't real-life heroes? Phobos. Can we just take a second to appreciate that glorious rhyme? Okay, moment's over. Moving on. Last summer, panhandling was declared a constitutional right. Okay, fair enough. But then the rise in phobos reached ridiculous proportions. One example of such an opportunistic person decided to make his pitch a little more enticing. The civilian, who is only known as Rudy, posed as a war veteran asking for help. When outed as a liar by local news anchor and her crew, Rudy claimed that you have to make money for beer somehow. Apparently, it is better than robbing people. You're basically robbing them now, Rudy. One of the producers was so disgusted by what he heard that he made a sign of his own. The man painted the word liar in big red letters and took his stand next to Rudy. Rudy bolted and tried to get the police on his side, but apparently cops don't take lightly to fake war veterans either. Rudy then realized that retreat was his only option and pedaled away on a better mountain bike than mine. Fair enough, I don't even have a mountain bike, but I still think that I've made my point. I'm not lying, but I would have thoroughly enjoyed this spectacle. Who wants to fund my pilot episode of the Real Phobos of the world? Begging clubs. I like clubs. Okay, not the dancing, drinking, and party clubs, the book club kind of clubs. And it is a chance for us to connect with like-minded people and discuss the things that are most important to us. You can join almost any sort of club these days. A book club, a cooking club, a begging club. Oh right, I forgot to mention. There are literal organized begging clubs now. I suppose I should call them begging rings, but I don't want to line these small-time fraudsters to the serious problem of human trafficking begging rings, which are a real thing. No, these are clubs of unscrupulous people who make turns conning people out of money. Recently, authorities in New York have been trying to help the homeless. That's noble. But then they found something rather disturbing. A group of women would swap babies, then take turns panhandling in different parts of the city. They would also refuse the governmental help. Look, the only reason you refuse something free is because you have something better going on. In this case, they sit around and use children to garner sympathy. I am not okay with this kind of club. This is not an acceptable thing to do. That is also not why you should have kids. I'm not sure why you should have kids, but I'm pretty sure that is not the reason. Nisha Dominguez. You do not want to get on the internet's bad side. Things will get ugly and you will not recover anytime soon. Just ask Nisha Dominguez. Some men approached her and questioned her about her homeless status while videotaping her. Things got heated when the men became suspicious. She then tried to retreat in her very expensive-looking parked car. When confronted, she said she never claimed to be homeless, but rather that she was disabled. The men were not impressed and the video was posted. It went viral in a matter of minutes. A few days later, she was arrested for throwing Gatorade bottles at moving cars. Look, all three of the harmful foods I'm going to show you right now are labeled and marketed as health foods. That might not seem like a serious offense until that bottle flies through an open window and hurts someone, or someone swerves to avoid the bottle and causes an accident. The public was not impressed. And did you know that throwing objects at moving vehicles is a felony? Well, it is, and Misha was convicted of doing just that. This is a cautionary tale of what can happen when you decide to rip off a global community. If you get caught on tape and that tape gets posted, the world will take it personally. Oh, and if you choose to become a public menace by throwing things at innocent people, you're going to get arrested. That cannot be good for your panhandling business.
First, I want to say, first you get caught for, first you get caught and exposed that you're not actually homeless, and then you go and you throw water bottles at moving cars, are you, mental? What? I need a break from this stuff. There's something seriously wrong with this woman.
That's so homeless, man. This one might have to be taken with a pinch of salt, since it was filmed by notorious YouTube prankster Jack Vale. The video shows an apparently unashamed panhandling hustler, or Phobo, begging for money. Vale and crew then followed said Phobo, who gets into a very nice car and drives off to an equally nice house to confront the not-so-homeless man. The Phobo was upset. Apparently only he is allowed to harass people, and use some choice language when addressing the YouTuber. Now, this might be fake and extremely entertaining, but it is a reality. There are hustlers out there who think that a hard day's work is asking people to part with their money. Panhandling can be a lucrative career. If done for the wrong motives, an unscrupulous bottom feeder could con people out of a lot of money. Jack Vale might have been pranking us, but he was inadvertently shedding the light on a very real and ever-growing problem.
Wow. Well, I'm so done with this, guys. So, well, that's it for today. Like, subscribe, and tell me which one that you thought was the most ridiculous. Honestly, I thought the woman who was first of all, I thought the most ridiculous one was the women who were sitting around with babies, acting like they were homeless, and that's just really, that just gives me a whole bunch. That's really annoying. So, and comment down below and tell me which one was yours favorite. Bye!